Hey, if you're watching this video, you are probably trying to figure out how to assemble the drone bit. I'm here to explain how to do that. So there's two different parts of assembly, and they're going to need some extra hardware outside of the files that are going to be provided by LeftBurst. That hardware is going to be, so you're going to need 5 screws, 3 for the base assembly and 2 for the drone itself. I use M2 by 6 wood screws. M2 by 5 works as well. You just want to have something around that length, and wood screws work for me. I mean, you can really use anything. I would recommend them because they have this specific style of head on top. If it'll focus there, it's pretty flat on top and it's thin, and my model is designed to accommodate for that. Other screws might work, but I recommend these. Burr screws also work completely fine. But you also need a Phillips head screwdriver, if that would focus. Mine's kind of beat up, don't worry about it. And a burst screw. I personally use one from a dash driver because just kind of makes things more active, I guess, more explosive. I don't really know if that's the right term to use, but it just kind of makes it, the activation of the driver a little more prominent. So as far as assembly goes, you want to start with this piece here. This is the basis by which everything is assembled. So if you see, there's the circular shape with 2 nubs on the side and a little rectangular-ish slot on the bottom. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take this tip shape that has a rectangular protrusion, and you want to just slot it in right there. You're going to take one of your screws, and then you want to just slot it in that middle hole. I know that there's 3. You want to go for the center one that is the largest, and you just want to screw that in. The next step is taking this ring here with the little indents, the little like round indents on the side, and you just want to slot it in like that. I recommend setting it up so that it's on, if you orient it like this, the rightmost notch. And then you want to take this cap piece, and it kind of just slots into the top here with that little like protrusion. And you just want to slot it in right there, and then you have 2 more bigger holes to screw into. So now you can just screw those in. Just a second, sorry, I haven't done this in a little bit. You want to just screw those in, and the base of your assembly is complete. So now, this works by just slotting into the bottom of a BX blade, or it can be really any X blade. It doesn't have to be BX, UX, CX, all works. And it should just slot in like that. So this is very short compared to a normal X bay, and that is intentional because if I made it taller, you would see why that's a problem later. So the next step here, you're going to take this little disc. There's 2 sides. It's flat on one side, and it has a little indent on the other. And you want to take this big, round, like chunky piece. I don't even know what to... It's the housing. You want to put this in there and make sure that the divot side is up. And then you want to take your dash driver spring, or driver spring, and put it right in there. Should fit pretty loosely, but you kind of want it to just sit inside of that lip. And then if you look, you have the bottom of the drone, and there's another hole that should match to the diameter of the spring. So now what you want to do is you want to take your 2 screws, you want to just kind of pop one in there and screw that in. And you want to do the other side. And you screw that in. So I forgot to mention at the beginning, but you are going to need a armor from Beyblade Burst DB because that is the metal weighting for this drone to do anything in battle, and you should just be able to slot it on top like that. I recommend the metal ones. If you have a Hasbro one, that's probably not going to work. Luckily, DB bays are not that expensive, so you can pick one up for not that much money. As for the assembly, you have this kind of like, it almost looks like a burst driver, like the teeth slot on a burst bay, but you kind of just you take that spring-loaded part, and that should fit around the center of the driver, or the base of the driver. And you want to just match up these notches with these divots. So you want to just slot that in, press it down, and then turn it until you feel a little bit of a click. I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of quiet, but you might be able to hear it there. But you should be able to feel it. There should be at least one click. It depends on the variant you have, because there are different versions of the locking mechanism. The one that I'm using just has one, but in general, you want it to turn 90 degrees, and a good way to measure that is if you take the center point of your DB armor, and not the ratchet tab itself, but the slot where the ratchet goes into the layer. You want to take this middle point and just align it with that there, and if it's pretty evenly in the center, it's should be the most secure. Not that it really matters, but it just kind of helps for me. So that is your whole drone bit assembled. So in battle, once it gets hit at a certain level of strength or a certain angle, you should have two pieces. And yeah, so again, the reason this is so tall is because it has basically a second Beyblade underneath. It is pretty ginormous. It's kind of hard to see the height difference, but you can kind of see it there. But it should work, and if not, you can feel free to try out the different variants of the both the tip and this housing shape, because that is what contains the locking mechanism. Hopefully that helps you with your drone bit assembly. And yeah. All right, have a good one.